Hey Python people, Python Hunter here in Florida. Probably not where you expected me to be. I was supposed to be home, 3 weeks ago. But yeah, I'm still here. So, yeah, you might be wondering, why am I still here? Because I did say, I was supposed to go home 3 weeks ago. And if I'm still here, why haven't I been posting? I've been posting some cryptic messages about some stuff that happened, catastrophes or something. I was also injured. There was also some injuries that happened, and I figured now it's time to give a bit of an update. Why I'm out of commission and why am I not back in Canada? So here it goes. 3 weeks ago. What are we now? June 24th. June 24th. Before we go, I am 6 months clean today. So my 6 months clean today, which is part of the reason I'm in Florida, is today. So yay, 6 months clean from drugs, replaced by python hunting. Woo, 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 woo. That's a positive, real positive. So yeah, 6 months clean and 5 months into python hunting. Woo. Now the sad news. June 7th, I was supposed to go home. I was supposed to travel home. It was my last day here. I packed up the truck, and we were supposed to go home. I had a few things to do that day, including doing one more hunt. Not really a hunt, but you know my thing. Walk, talk, chat, hang out with the wildlife. You know how much I love gators. You know how much I love snakes, lizards, and just being in the swamp. So I went out to one of my favorite hunting spots or walking spots, talking spots, that kind of thing. So I went out to that spot. I've hunted there hundreds of times since February. And we were out there, by we I mean me and my gear and my truck. And we went out there to hunt in Mayaca City. It's about 3/4 of a mile into the swamp from the nearest house. Same place I've always been hunting, on my friend Wendy's property. So we went out there. I went out there. Same roads I always take. Same place I always go. It was about 110 degrees in the swamp that day. No problem. I've hunted there many times. Went out in the swamp. It was great. The water was high. The gators were everywhere. I didn't bring any camera gear. I didn't bring nothing. It was just me in the swamp that day. I was in and out in maybe half an hour. It was way, way, way too hot to be hunting at all. So I was just in and out in no time. I was on a short time limit because we were going to have a barbecue after that. So I wanted to be back in time. Had lots of water with me. All was good. Made my way out. It was really hot. I got lost once on the way out, which I never get lost, but I made it back to the truck no time. Truck was fine. Started to make my way out of the swamp. All is good. Making my way out of the swamp, and I'm about 50 feet from getting out of the swamp into the main field road. So you go from a swamp road, which is swampy, to a field road, which is more solid. And the road collapsed. The road's never collapsed, but we're getting into wet season now, so the road was getting mushier and it collapsed. No problem. At the front of the property, we've got bigger trucks. I've got tow lines. I've got everything. The only thing I didn't have on my truck was a winch. I should have had a winch. Didn't have a winch on my truck yet. I didn't have the money to put a winch on my truck yet, so whatever, no problem. I called for one of the bigger trucks, but it took them a little while to answer my phone call, so I had to wait about 20 minutes before they were ready to come pick me up. Finally, they answered, and they were on their way to come get me. About 20 minutes after my truck got stuck. Tried to pull the truck out myself, tried to get it out. No way, it was stuck, and I've got a big truck, so no problem. They were on their way. I went out to the road to pick to see them, which was only 50 feet. I turned around, and the hot engine had caught the grass on fire. I'm screaming into the phone, come faster, come faster, come faster. The truck's on fire. Or the truck's not on fire, the grass is on fire. I ran back. I started throwing water on the grass underneath the truck. I started kicking the mud, trying to put the fire out as best I could, trying to do anything I could. But I'm in bare feet. I've got shorts on. I've got nothing else on. At some point, the battery exploded or the battery popped. I tried to save a few things, but it was futile. The gas tank exploded. I ended up losing everything in the truck. The fire department was 40 plus minutes away. My friends were still 3/4 of a mile away. I don't remember a whole lot of the incident because it was so hot and I was so confused, in between the heat stroke and the smoke inhalation and everything. I just don't have a lot of memory of the sequence of events that happened. At some point along the lines, I ended up losing consciousness. My friends were able to find me. They were able to carry me out. I basically lost everything in the fire with the exception of my passport, my laptop with all my camera footage, and a couple of other things. But for the most part, I lost everything in there. I suffered burns to the right side of my body and a lot of mental injuries. And the truck completely gone. The fire department took 6 hours to put the fire out, and I think it burned several acres of fire. Thank God none of the animals on the farm were killed. They managed to contain the fire. My friends were able to find me in the fire because if they didn't find me, I would have burnt to death because I wasn't able to get out of there on my own. I was just completely exhausted and completely disoriented and had completely just lost everything. Like, in my mind, I was unable to find my way out. I was unable to carry myself out. Now, in the state of emergency, who knows what's possible, but at the point I was at, they had to carry me out. So who knows what would have happened if they weren't there, but in my feelings, if they weren't there, I'd be dead. So thank you to those family. They nursed me back to health for a couple of weeks. It took me at least 2 weeks to be able to get back it took me a week to get back physically, and then probably another week to get back mentally. On top of that, after we got back to check on the vehicle, and one of the days while we were helping the tow trucks themselves took 3 tow trucks to pull my truck out of the swamp. I'll show you footage of that. The tow trucks are nowhere near as big as my Jeep, or not as big, but as equipped to be in the swamp as my Jeep. 2 tow trucks got stuck going into the swamp trying to retrieve my Jeep, just because they weren't equipped to be in the swamp. It took 3 full-size tow trucks before they were able to get my Jeep out of the swamp. And I've got some footage of that I'll show you after. But while we were out there, I got bit by a brown recluse spider, and I haven't been able to walk on my right leg for the last week and a half. And of course, my medical insurance has been expired because I was supposed to be home. Thank God I'm a paramedic and I have been able to treat it myself. I have all the proper gear and meds to take care of it. So my doctor's been monitoring me online, but I've been caring for it by myself at home. The insurance company has been a pain in the ass because they're investigating as they're on. This story is so wild that they don't even believe it. I believe they've finally approved my case and are finally starting to believe me that this is real and I am an actual python hunter and not just somebody trying to burn my truck down. So yeah, fire, physical injuries, mental injuries, emotional injuries, spider bite, which has put my leg out of commission for a while. So yeah, I'm going to be posting this tonight or tomorrow. I do have a hunt or exploration from just before the injury or the accident. And I did do my first one tonight, post-accident. We didn't do much, but I just got myself back in the water today and back exploring the lands, just to do some psychological stuff. One other exciting thing that I have been doing since I've been out of the swamps, we all know I have my cat Simon. I've been training him to come in the swamps with me. So he's actually really excited, and him and I are going to be doing some swamp stuff tomorrow. So look forward to some videos of Simon learning to hunt. Simon's already hunting lizards, frogs, rabbits, birds, rats, mice, and we're going to have him playing with some potential snakes tomorrow. So, yeah, that's that. After this, stay tuned because I'm going to end this video with a montage of clips from the fire and the tows. So, I am okay. I'm heading back to Canada on Friday. Season 2 has been delayed. Season 1 has also been delayed as my production team ran into some trouble with producing it, which means I'm going to have to produce it myself. So they handed all the material back to me and are not producing it, obviously, in June. So, but that's okay because now that I'm injured, I'm going to produce it myself, which is going to be interesting. So we'll see. I'm hoping to get season 1 still done within the next 2 weeks. It may be 1 episode at a time, but I am going to get 2 at least hunts out in the next 24 to 36 hours. All right? So that's that. That's me. So that's my story. Bye, guys.
So we're out here in the swamp. There's 1, 2, 3 trucks to pull my 4th truck out of the swamp. Another truck over there. Can't rescue this truck. This was all flat and dry. I was coming in out of here every day. Now they can't even get 1 truck in here. This truck came in and out of here every single day. And now the rainy season came and they can't get 1 truck. There's another truck over there trying to come in and out. 1, 2, 3 trucks trying to get my truck out. I told them to come earlier. This is what they did. Yeah, they must have just dragged it. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, and then there's some of the tire markings.
Yeah, they just dragged it.
And just for a little bit more fun, here's what a brown recluse spider bite does to one's knee. So thankfully, I am a paramedic. I will remind you all. I have taken care of all of my wounds, all of my injuries, physically at least, by myself. I have cared for the spider bite completely. Antibiotics, anti-inflammatories, antihistamines, you name it, I've done it. Done it all. As far as up here, I got people working on that. As far as up here, that one might take a while. And nobody's going to be able to help me with that one. But I'm hunting again. That's the big plus. And I did not go back to drugs. That's the biggest one. And I will be back in Canada on Friday for complete medical care with my doctor to just make sure I've done everything correctly. So I will be seeing him just to make sure all my physical needs are met. And I'm still on track to go back to work. So all is good. Thanks, Python people. I will see you guys soon. I hope to be back in Florida mid-August for a very, very, very special hunt. I'm not even going to tell you guys what we're hunting. And I would like to announce something really, really cool. In February of 2026, we are going with a bunch of other python hunters. I'm going to keep them all a secret right now. But we are going to Colombia, and we're going to be looking for all kinds of cool reptiles. The biggest being that 20-foot anaconda that we've all been looking for. So, yeah, Colombia 2026. Look for it. Bye, guys.